Okay, I'm Carter Murphy. I'm doing a speech over the effects of social media and just like how it can affect your overall mental health and how we can become addicted to it so easily. So I'm gonna start off with a stat that I found online from Pew Research Center. It states that 7 out of 10 Americans are active on social media, which, if you take into account, there's almost 7 billion people on the earth. So, in America, there's probably like 7 million. So there's quite a good number of people on social media. So it's important because because we're always on social media, so it's a matter of like, what do we follow, what do we not follow, and we see a lot of things on there that really don't make us the happiest. We can kind of see some things that make us depressed or worried or make us have anxiety, and overall it's not good either on our mental or our physical health to be on our phones at a long period of time. And I have a credible source because I just got done doing an 8-page paper over this topic, so I've had a lot of research on it the past couple of weeks, so I am moderately acquainted with this area of expertise. We'll be talking about the negatives of social media, how addiction starts, and some tips to stray away from being on your phone so much. So I'm going to start off with some of the negatives. As you scroll through TikTok on your phones, you just scroll through and you see a bunch of like good-looking celebrities or popular celebrities that have some of the things that you want, and you start comparing yourself to them, and you're wondering why don't I have a life like them, and then that starts to wear on your mental health. Tom Holland, even a popular actor, stated in a People magazine, "I get caught up and I spiral when I read things about me online. Ultimately, it is very detrimental to my mental health." So even popular people like him have problems with this. So it's not just average Americans, it's everyone that is on social media. And then social media is like a highlight reel. So as we go through Snapchat and Instagram, we see people going out like on Friday nights having fun, and if we're not with them, it can create a fear of missing out, otherwise known as FOMO. Is a very common thing for people that have social media, and it wears down on your mental health. So now that we've talked about a little bit of the negatives, let's transition over to the cause of a social media addiction, because I think everyone has a little bit of an addiction to their phones just because of like the light and the blue light. But the main cause is the release of dopamine that we get from being on our phones. So dopamine is a very addictive chemical. It's a feel-good chemical. So as we go through social media, we release that chemical from our bodies. It goes to our brains, and our brains are like, yeah, I feel good. So addictioncenter.com actually states that the same part of our brain lights up that ignites, or when we look at our phone, that ignites when talking or when taking an addictive drug. So we could compare our phones to an addictive drug because we're still getting that same release. So now we've talked about some of the just how we get addicted to it. Let's now transition into kind of how we go about fixing this problem. So the main, I think this is the best one for the best fix to not get addicted to this. I think if we take our time away from being on social media and we just like set boundaries and we just take maybe a 30-minute break away from it every day, or maybe even an hour or two, this would really help our mental health. Another one to kind of improve your mental health and more of the mental health aspect rather than the addiction part. Taking time away is more of a fix to not get as addicted to it. But this, the second one that I'm about to talk about is we need to unfollow accounts that don't bring us joy. So if we see something that we're comparing ourselves to, see someone that we're comparing ourselves to, we should probably unfollow them and try to find more accounts of people that we look up to, that bring us joy, that make us happy, and that just make us laugh, because laughing helps with health and it just helps with your mental health. Being happy is a great feeling, and I think we all deserve to have that. So, in conclusion, we're all talking about, we've talked about kind of some of the negatives, and then some of the, so just why we get addicted to social media, and then some of the like fixes to not get as addicted and to just have a better mental health. So this is important because mental health is just as important as our physical health, and we should be just as worried about it as our physical health, because we talked about obesity in America, and I think we should like strain more over to the mental health aspect and kind of worry about that, because that has a just as big of an impact on our daily lives as our physical health. So just remember that as we are going through our daily lives, that the problem to our bad mental health could just be in our pockets. So as we go about our daily lives, and if you're wondering why am I so sad, why am I not as happy as I should be, your problem is probably going to be in your phone.